Well guys, here is finally the Black Cerberus build. I know we've been waiting a long time for this one and I finally managed to perfect it. Black Cerberus set gives you increased damage while at high energy. I took some time to test what high energy actually means. If you have no vanadium energy cells equipped, if you have basic setup with 48 energy, high energy is considered when you're at your last bar of energy. So that last bar, which is the third bar, is considered high energy one. And everything further is considered high energy as well. So for example, as a default setup without vanadium energy cells, you will have 48 energy. And if you get to the last part, which is about 38, 35, I don't know, around that number, if you pass that number, you are entering high energy zone. If you equip vanadium energy power cells and you increase your energy, let's say 100, still everything above 35 or around that number will be considered high energy. So you can keep your guy at high energy zone constantly to have a constant increase in damage. The damage increase is about 20 to 30 damage per normal hit with R1 button. So if I hit someone with an R1 button just once, it should give me 20 to 30 damage increase, something around that number. Now obviously subsequent hits in combos have different values, so it is considered differently. So it's hard to me to tell what kind of a percentage it is, but in general it's a pretty decent increase in damage that will help you a lot. For our character to maintain high energy zone and to enter the high energy zone easily, I've implemented electrodes as our implant, which means every time before a fight, or actually every time that electrodes are off cooldown, you will use your injection to inject yourself with additional energy. That means you will pump yourself with energy and you're immediately going to enter high energy zone, which means increased damage. And with some other implants, the point is to sustain that energy constantly. Next to that, it's important that you save some energy for anti-kinetic drone as well, because enemies at New Game Plus and subsequent playthroughs have insane amount of damage. I mean fucking insane. Doesn't matter what type of armor you're wearing and what level it is. It's simply insanity how much damage the enemies are doing at some point in game, especially these Cerberus guys and whatnot. But even the spear guys, those Gorgon enemies, will kill you in 2 shots sometimes. Even with a couple of vital boosts and fully leveled Black Cerberus set, which increases your defense significantly. As for the weapons, the main focus here is to get something that has an increased energy gain per hit. That's why you can see me here using Parsifal, Fractal Reaver and Pax Imperator version 2. Let's go to gear section now and talk about our set. As you can see, energy consumption for our drone is minus 30%, which is awesome because we need anti-kinetic shield and we need a lot of energy. Everything else will give you negative buffs, unfortunately. Black Cerberus body gear give you plus 10% stamina consumption while doing attacks. 2 of these gloves will give you plus 40% more impact, but you also receive minus 4% attack speed. That means if we are wearing a weapon like Parsifal, it will have high impact instead of medium, which is awesome. As for the leg gears, you see stamina consumption for running and dodging is higher, so we're going to need a lot of stamina for this one. Anyway, let's cover the weapons, why I've chosen this one. Pax Imperator version 2 gives you plus 70% energy gain, which is really good, and single rigged is not that bad of a weapon. Second one is Parsifal. This is my favorite one for this build. It gives you plus 45% damage, proficiency scaling is high, and it also has high impact because of the set bonus for your arm pieces. So instead of impact medium, you get impact high, which is really important here. you'll stagger your enemies a lot more than usual. So this weapon works perfectly for this particular build. The third weapon here is Fractal River. It's also single rigged. It gives you plus 45% energy gain and very high proficiency scaling. You have also option to use Judge, but Judge is very slow. It has very high proficiency scaling, which is awesome, and energy gain is awesome as well. But as I said, it's really slow. Heavy duty, I don't know, I feel like they are the worst weapons in the game. Just because they are too slow and you're going to receive a lot of damage while trying to swing that thing around. Here are the specs. You can see the energy, that's the important one. Stamina, you're all in the negative. You can't go positive with this gear. But for the energy, I have 175% energy gain, 50% energy decay, and energy consumption for drone 70%. That's from the headpiece. That is a must here. That you have stats around this. And I have an increased energy because of the implant. Now let's cover the implants. I went with 3 vital boosts. Now this is, as you can see, a high level build. So you need to make some adjustments for low levels, but the most important things here are endurance enhancers. You need, I think, at least 2 for this build. Well, not at least, but 2 are enough. I will go with 2. Also go for a couple of vital boosts. Obviously, I don't need to tell you that, couple of vital injections and aggression amplifier. Implanted electrodes, the higher version the better. That will give you more energy. It's like a vital injection just for energy. So that's how we get our energy up constantly. It has unlimited use, but it has a cooldown period. We are going to use recapacitator as well to reduce our energy decay below 30%. Vanadium energy cell is important here so that we have increased energy. With increased energy, we will be able to stay in high energy zone for longer periods of time. Sustaining array is also good. That will reduce energy decay minus 50%. And as for the rest, go for voltaic dynamo. That gives you more energy per subsequent hit. And that's about it. As for the other stuff, go for whatever you want. Maybe pneumatic calibrator if you're a high level character. That will reduce your stamina when dodging, and that will be it. There's the whole build. I hope you guys like it. Enjoy the build and see you guys soon.